Patrick Swayze is Detective Truman Gates. He's a country boy,
We are gonna find Gerald's killer.
but he's got some unfinished business in the city.
Howdy. I want the man who pulled the trigger.
I don't like this, Joey.
The family killed his brother,
A life for a life.
Amen.
but they never counted on his next of kin.
If you mess with my brother, you mess with me.
Settle this. Now.
Anywhere we want!
When these boys head for the city, someone better head for the hills.
We ain't seen bad yet, but it's coming.
Next of kin.
Hello, hello. I'm Katie, and welcome to Retromade, your pop culture rewind. Today, we're going to travel back to October of 1989 for the action crime drama Next of Kin. And as always, we will touch on all the other happenings of the time with the time capsule. Now, the man that I'm lucky enough to get to spend every other Sunday morning with, talking Rocky on One More Round, the Rocky Series podcast, Ryan Rebalkin is back. Ryan, how are you?
I'm doing great, Katie. Thank you so much for inviting me back. Am I the first one to come back twice?
Yes, it's a
Yes.
it's a high honor. It's a high honor.
Was
Fill
that
us
the
in on
premiere
what you-
episode too?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
wanted to
that's it,
save
baby. Yeah,
my
that's it.
debut episode for Mr. Ryan Rebalkin, and now you're back.
That's awesome. I know what. I hope this isn't just the last time. I've listened to every one of your episodes, even with the movies I don't really enjoy, even with the movies I haven't even seen. Because I enjoy everything that you do, the time capsule, that stuff. So it's not even just about the film; it's almost secondary to the other stuff.
Mhm.
And there's been so many episodes where, like, gosh, I wish I was on that episode because I got so much to say about XYZ, and because this is my 1989, 1985. All these years are just like prime Ryan real estate of memories. So yeah, I'm really happy to be on today.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to have you. Fill us in on what you've been up to. Rambo.
Oh, well, yeah. You see, it's funny. Well,
your
no,
other
okay, well,
podcasts.
Okay, sure. Before I get into that, if people are watching this on YouTube, the last time I was on your podcast, I was in a hotel room sitting on the floor because I was
that's
house hunting with my wife, and we're house hunting in Ottawa, Ontario, for the move from the West Coast to Ontario, which we are now still, of course. And now I can say right now I am in the Middle East. I'm in a country called Qatar, and you can look it up. I bet you not everyone knows where it is on a map. Do you know where it is on a map?
I do. I've been there.
Oh, you've been to Qatar. Okay, good for. Well, look,
Mhm.
I should have known. Vacation. She's been everywhere. She's been everywhere.
Well,
Of course you have.
actually, technically not, because it was only I've spent a lot of time in the airport. Long
okay.
layovers in that airport.
So you
So
you haven't mingled
tech-
with the locals like I have.
Correct. No,
Okay.
I have not.
I'm on deployment here with the Canadian military. My time is almost over. So it's just funny. The next time we do a podcast together, like with me on your show, can I be at my house? That's going to be the goal. That'll be at my house.
I hope so. I very much
Okay.
hope so. I hope you're back home ASAP.
It's coming soon. Maybe when this comes out, I'll be home. So regarding the shows that I do, of course, the Rocky Series podcast. You just Google One More Round. The Rocky Series podcast will come up. We're on YouTube and we're on all your podcast apps. So it's a YouTube show as well, which I kind of like because you get to see the movie parts that we're talking to. So it covers the Rocky film. So if you're a Rocky fan, trust me, this is the #1 Rocky podcast in the world. I'm just going to say it like that. Number 2, I do a Rambo podcast. Same idea with my co-host Dom. Same thing. We cover the Rambo films. It's called It's a Long Road, the Rambo Series podcast. Google it. It's a YouTube show plus an audio show on all your podcast apps. And the third podcast I do is called The Worst of the Best Podcast. Google it. It's a YouTube show and on all your podcast apps. And it's with my brother Jason. And on that show, basically, we just touch upon a variety of different topics and subjects, and we say something that's the best of that thing, and then we pick independent of each other what we think is the worst of that best thing. And sometimes the worst isn't bad, it's just the worst of the best. There you go.
Mhm.
Whew, plug's done.
He is a busy man, everyone. But
Oh,
I'm a big
yeah.
fan of all of Ryan's shows, so you should be
You're
too.
too kind. You're too kind. I want to say
Well,
before we get started, I want to say
oh,
I did the premiere episode with you on your podcast, and when you told me that you were branching out doing your own show from our Rocky podcast, I said before that I was so proud of you. You're like my little baby who went out into the wilderness and you became your own beautiful creature, and you're doing such a wonderful. And what I like too is seeing a different part of you on your own show that's a little bit different than when you co-host with two other guys about a Rocky podcast. I like seeing this other part of you. It's very professional. You're very, I don't know, I like what you do, and it's just nice to see you do a different thing. It's you're part of a band and this is your solo act, and I like watching your solo act. So job well done. Bravo, bravo.
thank you. I very much appreciate that. Just a tidbit of podcast news, the show news. So those of you who love the movie Roadhouse, like I do, if you haven't already listened to the Retromade episode on Roadhouse, you need to do that right now or after this one. We talked about there being a remake coming out, and it has been long awaited. It's been delayed. Well, it is finally coming out in March. Now,
Isn't it
I
Gyllenhaal?
will Gyllenhaal, I think. I
Is it
could be
you?
wrong,
Okay, all right. I could be wrong.
but I do like him. He is solid. I will definitely give this movie a chance. The trailer actually doesn't look terrible, but I'm saying this because there will be a bonus episode on Retromade covering the new movie, and there will be spoilers. So, those of you who want to listen to the episode, watch the movie as soon as it comes out. Okay, let's open the time capsule from October of 1989. So, speaking of Roadhouse, we actually covered quite a bit of the pop culture that I normally do in these episodes in the Roadhouse episode, as well as Tango and Cash came out around this time too. I don't want to do a ton of repeats. So,
Sure.
just as a kind of a recap for you, Ryan, the popular TV, and if there's anything that stands out, please let me know. The Cosby Show, Roseanne, Cheers, A Different World, The Golden Girls, The Wonder Years, Empty Nest, Who's the Boss, and Murder, She Wrote. Those are the
Okay.
top Nielsen rated shows for that season.
Okay, so October of 89, at the end of the month in October, I would have had my birthday and I would have turned 14. So keep that in mind. I was 14 at this time. So I was not watching the majority of those shows because a 14-year-old teenage boy in 1989 definitely wasn't watching Murder, She Wrote or sort of Golden Girls. Because it's such a hit show, I saw many episodes, but I did clamor to watch it. I was just peripherally aware of it and saw quite a few to know the show. I definitely watched The Cosby Show like everyone did in America, Canada, but you get it. Thursday night was must-see TV with The Cosby Show. Definitely enjoyed that. And I watched Who's the Boss too, because of course, like any 14-year-old boy, I had the crush on Alyssa Milano. And I was a fan of Tony Danza because I was a fan of Taxi. So I loved Taxi as a kid, and I enjoyed Tony Danza on Who's the Boss. So that was the shows from that I definitely watched. Was Who's the Boss? Oh, and Cheers, of course. I watched Cheers.
Mm-hmm. Who's the
Yeah.
Boss? I feel like I haven't really given that enough attention on Retromade. I love it. Everything about it. Actually, I'm going to have to try and find where it is and rewatch it. Big fan
Right.
of Tony Danza as well.
He's great. He's
And
great.
yeah. Me
No,
and my
I can't watch it
Italian
now
guys.
and I have that same crush on someone because I'm not her age anymore. So it's kind of weird. Like, oh yeah, I was at the right age then, but now I just gotta watch it. Oh, I would have a crush on the mother now. There you go. Oof, free. I
There
can
you
have a
go.
crush on her.
Yes. Judith Light really was really pretty.
Yes, right. Judith Light.
Yeah.
Thank you. She was. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Absolutely. She was
Mhm.
a gorgeous lady. And if I keep living long enough, I'll have a crush on the grandma soon enough.
She's a hot grandma.
She was a hot
Gil?
grandma. There's a
Is that what you call
picture.
it?
Yeah. Oh boy, your mouth, Katie. I would. It's funny if you actually Google. I think there's like a bikini picture for one of the episodes of her. She was in a bikini, one of the early episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever the storyline was,
Mhm.
and it's like, yeah, good for her. She took care of herself. Yeah, good for her. Okay.
Mhm. Now, what we didn't talk about, I don't think, in the Roadhouse or Tango and Cash episode were some of the notable finales and premieres. There's quite a few. So the shows that ended in October of 89 or in the 89 season, did you ever watch the Pictionary game show? Did that make its way to Canada? It was only
Peripherally,
on-
I did. I know the game, but I didn't sit down to watch it. But I did watch a lot of game shows as like a lot of people my age in the 80s. Because there wasn't any internet or anything like that. So game shows for us as teenagers back in the 80s was kind of like TikTok today of a sort. You could just turn on a game show randomly and just watch a segment and go on about your
Okay.
day. Like you would watch a game show for fun of it, but you wouldn't arrange your day to watch a game show. But if you were sick or bored, game shows were on and you would watch them.
Yeah, same. I feel like that and all the daytime talk shows. But Pictionary
Right.
started and ended. This season only was one season. There
Oh,
was an animated show, the California Raisin Show. I remember those being
Yeah,
really big in pop culture for a while.
ugh,
And I don't really get it.
sure.
What was the deal?
I don't get it either. The claymation, dried up grapes, singing soul songs. I don't know. I didn't think they were funny or fun to watch, but they had a little bit of they had some fun in the sun for a little bit. Sorry.
They did. I remember my oldest sister and her friends. I don't know if it was for Halloween or for something for school. They dressed up as the California Raisins.
Funny.
That's a memory I have. Yeah. Also, Highway to Heaven, Small Wonder.
Yeah, Small Wonder was stupid. It was even stupid then. People ironically like it. I can't imagine
Mhm.
anyone truly liked it. It was an android adolescent girl who was a robot maid around the house who sometimes she would shake people really vigorously with her handshake because she was so strong. It was it was just dumb. It was,
It was the 80s.
why do we have why-
There were so many things.
it was a horrible show.
Smurfs. This was the final season for the Smurfs and the Snorks.
Oh,
Hmm.
I love both. I watched
Yeah.
both as a kid. I love the Smurfs. I think I mentioned this before on our show. I'll be very quick about it, but as a kid, when I watched the Smurfs, I was such a good kid, and I was so heartbroken that I was never good enough to see a Smurf on
Mhm.
my own.
Aw.
I know.
Aw.
Because I
Poor
believe that
little-
intro. Because it said at the beginning, and
Yeah.
remember, if you're good enough too, or something, maybe you too will see a Smurf. And I never did. So I'm like, F these little blue shites.
Do you remember the show Kate and Allie? Does it sound familiar
Was
to
that
you
the
at all?
crime? Was that the crime cop gals?
No,
No.
no.
Oh.
Kate and Allie, it was like two single women and their children lived together in a house.
I think I may have heard about it as a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't watching that yet.
Dynasty, Webster, and Family Ties.
Watched Webster. I watched Webster
Yeah.
and watched Family Ties. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Family Ties must have been nearing its end of its run by then.
Well, these were the finales.
Okay.
The ones,
Yeah, I definitely
these were
watched
all the
Family
finale
Ties.
season.
Huge crush on Mallory. Well,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Justine Bateman, she is gorgeous.
You know, who is supposed to be older, Mallory or Alex?
Alex was older. He was the older brother. Mallory, Justine Bateman, I believe, was 16 or 17 in the first season. So she wasn't quite, but she played almost her age actually in that show.
Yeah.
And I think Michael J. Fox was 22 or 3 in the first season. So he was a little
He's
bit
just
older
like
than his high school age because he's just, smaller and high
Yeah.
voice.
When I watch that show, it's unclear to me who is supposed to be older.
Because she's tall.
So,
She's tall.
yeah.
But no, she was younger in the show and in real life.
Okay. And I did not know this. There was a partial season of a Dirty Dancing TV series.
Oh, wow.
All different people.
Right.
The
of
only
course.
one, however, you know who Melora Hardin is?
No.
Jan on The American Office. Did you watch The Office? She was Jan.
Oh, of course, I
Michael's
love the
boss.
Yes. Oh, yes. She's lovely.
She played Baby in this
Ah,
very short-lived.
I have to
Dirty
Google
Dancing
that.
series.
I have
Yeah.
to Google that. She probably was
Mhm.
very, very attractive. Then.
Yeah,
I
very.
mean, she
yes, I'm
even
sure.
was in the office. I
Yeah.
had a crush on her. This sounds terrible, but that's what people do. We always watch these shows and kind of place ourselves in the character's shoes. And is this character attracted to me with their humor or whatever their energy is? And I really like Jen. I always felt bad for her. I always got so frustrated with the way Michael was with her because she deserved better.
Yeah, she definitely, I don't know. She had a lot of facets to her, Jan.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, they're both complicated characters.
Yes.
This is Welcome to the Office episode. Yeah, this is. I know I love that
Now-
show. I love it.
Oh my gosh. I can watch that all day, every day.
Yeah.
Some shows that premiered in 1989. There's quite a few.
Wow, yeah, I bet.
The
yeah.
Simpsons, of course,
Yep.
premiered
Love it.
1989.
Yep. You know, my
And
son,
Nickel-
he's 12 now. I'll
Oh,
just say
that's
this real
right.
quickly. He's a huge Simpsons fan. He literally binged all 33 seasons on Disney Plus in a year. He just watched it nonstop. He was obsessed. 12 years old. Boom, 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 and he's watched it more than once. I think he loves The Simpsons. Yeah.
I should give it a chance. It's kind of hard for me to admit this, but I don't think I've seen a whole show of The Simpsons.
Oh, it's very good. And I'm not one of those
Like
people,
from start to
he
end.
stopped being good after 8 seasons or whatever. Trust me, it's just still very good writing. I just think it's like anything. Your favorite meal, as good as it is, it just starts to lose a little bit of its luster if you eat it every day. It's always good moments in every episode in the sense of it's good comedy, good animation, good commentary on society. I still think it's quite very well done.
Maybe I'll have to start watching it.
I think it's good. You should.
My list is just so long. of all the
I
movies and
know.
TV.
It's ridiculous how much I can only live so long. There's so much to watch.
There's so much TV.
I know.
I loved this show on Nickelodeon. It was called Hey Dude. It premiered in '89. About like
now
a
we're getting to the
dude
parts where,
ranch.
right? Is this a cartoon?
No, it's live action, but it
Oh.
was on Nickelodeon. It was like teenagers working at a dude ranch.
Yeah, I don't even know if I've heard of that. Yeah.
Because I'm like 8-ish. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, again,
I'm
14 years old.
8,
I'm
yeah.
not watching Nickelodeon shows at that point.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm only watching
Arsenio-
like Rambo and Terminator and stuff. Like I'm not.
yeah, 14.
that's-
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, did you
I'm
watch
like
the Arsenio
hard-
Hall show? It seemed like
Yes, I
very
loved it.
like edgy.
I loved it. Yep.
It
I
started
watched
this
it. Loved
year.
it. Yep.
Saved by the Bell
Cool. Yeah. I love Saved by the Bell.
started. Seinfeld also 89.
Loved it. I
Mhm.
know it's crazy how early it did start. The first season was called The Seinfeld Chronicles, and I think it was only 6 episodes. It was this close to being canceled. We're talking this close. Like it was on the block every episode, and
I
they're
can
like,
see
"Well, we'll
that,
give it one more
actually.
season." Yeah, the first 6 episodes are kind of rough, but of course, it becomes the
Mhm.
show that it became.
Coach also 89. Major Dad 89.
Yeah, I never watched it.
Tales from the Crypt.
I kind of liked it. It was okay,
Yeah,
but I like Twilight Zone better.
I've never seen The Twilight Zone. I feel like they're different.
Oh. They are, but it is that anthology type stories.
Oh,
Every
yeah.
episode's a different story. I just enjoyed the Twilight Zone, the older series, better. The Crypt Keeper is more of a ghouls, ghosts, goblins, which I'm a
Mhm.
huge fan of, like horror movies. Even I've been watching horror films since I was 8 years old, but it was kind of corny, creepy, which is as I just
Yeah.
I want real creepy. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's probably why I liked it, because I didn't want to be
Oh.
really scared. I'll take
Yeah,
the
it's
cheesy
it's like
stuff.
PG. It's PG
Mhm.
horror.
Mhm.
I wanted Jason Voorhees is what I wanted.
I didn't. I mean, I watched those at slumber parties. 'Cause
Sure.
that's what you did, watch scary movies. One of the longest running TV shows ever is Cops, and it premiered
Yeah.
in 1989. I think it's
Watched
still
it
on.
all the time. No, it is in some capacity, but now they have all these body cam footage on YouTube of the body cam footage, and they're really well done. A lot of YouTube pages do this, where they get the body cam footage and they annotate the voices. It's crazy now what you see on YouTube compared to back those days, but it's the same
Mhm.
idea. Instead of the cameras falling around, the cops are wearing the cameras, so they don't even need to do cops anymore. So I'm surprised they would still do it because the body cam footage is public. So
But then you have to get the shot of the officer doing the thing, and if it's on the body cam, you only get the
yeah, you'll be surprised at how good it is, especially because they'll have
Oh.
more than one cop at a lot of these scenarios, and they
That's
edit
true.
both cameras together. But yeah, you're right though. You're right about that. Yeah.
one of the most famous. I love that theme song.
Bad boys, what you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Chevy John Brown come for you?
Did you watch Doogie Howser? MD?
No.
Or were you too old
nope,
for that
no.
show?
A little bit of that. I don't like smarmy kids.
Yeah.
It's not appealing.
Same.
That's why I don't like. That's why I barely tolerate Big Bang. The only reason I like Big Bang is because of
Mm.
Kaylee. I hate to say it. And what's the guy's name? Her boyfriend of the show, The Glasses.
Johnny Galecki.
Yeah, but I like those two actors and those two characters, but I never found. Let's see, I didn't watch.
Sheldon.
I watched
You're thinking of Sheldon.
Sheldon. Yeah, he's not funny. And then the young
Mhm.
Sheldon, I can't believe they did a whole spinoff. I can't handle smarmy kids. It's not funny to me because you're smart. That's not hilarious to me. It's actually irritating. Smart kids are annoying. I'm sorry.
No, listen, you don't have to twist my arm about kids being annoying.
However, I do like the actor because I love the How I Met Your Mother. So he redeemed himself as an actor and as a character actor for that show. He was great in that.
Oh, yes, Neil Patrick Harris, do you mean?
Yeah, Neil Patrick
Yeah.
Harris.
I will say on The Young Sheldon, I hear what you're saying. However, I think that the rest of the cast, the rest of the family
Ah.
is hilarious. I think that's what makes the show is the
Okay, fair
like,
enough.
his not necessarily him, but kind of how they react to him. It's really well cast.
My
Like I
kids watch
saw,
it. My 12-year-old watches it. So I see it on the Netflix. So someone's watching it.
I feel like the brother's getting a spinoff now. I forget
Oh,
his name.
crazy.
Eureka's Castle. I very much watched. This was a Nick Jr.
Oh.
show, and it was puppets.
Never heard of it.
So I watched that
Mhm.
when I was homesick a lot. I'm
okay.
not surprised you haven't. And
Okay.
Family Matters premiered in
No, I
1989.
didn't watch that. Is
You
that the one with
didn't?
that stupid kid with the glasses?
It is Urkel.
Okay.
The dad is like Vel Johnson. He
I know
played
who. I know the actors. I can see.
Yeah.
I see them in my head. I just never watched it. Again, probably partly because my age. But yeah, fair enough. I just didn't watch it.
The older brother
Familiar.
is super hot. Laura's older brother,
Oh.
Eddie, on the show. Darius McCrary is his real name, and he is a smoke show.
Well,
Still.
say no more. I'm gonna go back and watch it
Mhm.
now.
Yeah. For all the ladies, Darius McCrary and who went. All right, well, let's move on to the top 10 billboards for the week of October 20th, 1989.
Okay.
Janet Jackson's Miss You Much. I can't really
Ew.
picture what Miss You Much is. Did you
I
not
don't.
like
It
Janet
doesn't sound
at all?
familiar. She's fine. It wasn't my style of music. Like
Mhm.
she's talented. She's harmless. I didn't have any issues with her, but it wasn't music I would. At 14, are you kidding me? I'm not putting her CD on my stereo. No.
What about Love Song by The Cure? It's the number 2
I
song.
appreciate The Cure. Again, I didn't listen to them, but highly aware of them. Knew, of course, their hits from the radio. And if I'm at a dance or something, I would dance to them. I have no problem listening to them, but I wouldn't listen to them all night.
This is an epic song, though. I love it. I'm not really familiar with The Cure, but this song is so good.
Okay.
Tears for Fears has the number 3 song with Sowing the Seeds of Love.
Beautiful song.
I can't picture that one
Beautiful.
either.
Oh, that's such
Can
a
you
great.
sing?
They're so great. Oh
Yeah, I
man,
like
no,
Tears for
I
Fears.
can't sing. No, I'm not even gonna try. I'm not gonna embarrass myself. I cannot sing. They can sing. I can't sing. That's why they're an artist.
Listen to Your Heart by Roxette is the number 4 song. I really liked Roxette.
Okay. I am a huge Roxette fan.
See, this is
Freaking love
surprising
them.
to me. It's
No
not your
shame.
style
I-
of
are
music.
It's not. And it's funny. When I was a teenager, I had Look Sharp. I had it on cassette. I listened to it every day, all the time, forever. Huge crush on the female singer. And I love Per Gessel, the guitarist, male singer, the counterpart. And I love the female-male juxtaposition of singing. I've
Mhm.
always enjoyed that style of music.
Mhm.
So that's why I like ABBA and stuff like that. And they're, funny enough, from the same country. So no, I love their
Sweden or
pop rock.
Norway?
I love it. I believe it's Sweden
Or-
is where they're
Sweden.
from. Isn't
Okay.
that Sweden? Anyways, I love Roxette and totally love them. And to this day, and when I figured her name Mary, I believe her first name is Mary, when she passed away with brain cancer, it's horrific.
Oh, I didn't know she passed away.
Yeah, she
Actually.
did 2 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, I'm very excited to see this band. We haven't covered it on the show. It hasn't been in the week, but the Rolling Stones has the number 5 song. Mixed Emotions.
Which one? Oh, yeah,
Mixed
I remember that
Emotions.
song very well. Remember it
I
very
love
well.
the
Yeah.
Rolling Stones.
I do too. They're a band that I never have owned one thing from them, but if I go to a Rolling Stones concert, I know every song. Why that is,
Mhm.
I don't know. But I'll know all their hits. I know all their hits, but I never have owned any of their music. This is how prolific they are and where they're just everywhere. You can go to a Rolling Stones show and you know all their songs.
There's so many hits. I mean, they're probably like the longest running
Oh.
band ever.
Yep. Current band, absolutely. Yes, they are.
Yeah. Cover Girl by New Kids on the Block was number 6. Do you have thoughts about New Kids on the Block?
Well, sure. I mean, they're a boy band. Again, I'm 14. You think I'm listening to them? No.
Well, I didn't know.
but
I thought you'd maybe go one way or the other on them.
No, I wouldn't say that I was too cool for them, but they weren't my wheelhouse of music. Again, huge band. I was aware of them, again, at dances, and girls loved them. We watched Much Music in Canada, which is the same as MTV. So, of course, they were a heavy rotation. totally, I could sing older songs, their hits. You know, I knew their songs. I didn't listen to them. Kind of like the Rolling Stones, but in a different way. I never bought a New Kids on the Block, but I could probably go to a concert and know the majority of their hits, right? So it's just one of those things. Yeah.
Oddly enough, I should have loved them. Everyone my age
Oh.
and older
Yeah, sure. Of
was
course.
obsessed. They had all the posters, all the things. I remember like sleeping
Right.
bags and the dolls, and everybody liked Joey for some reason.
Right. Of course. He was like he was the Justin Timberlake of the band.
Yeah, but he wasn't the cutest one. But I was,
Oh.
I, to be honest with you,
Donnie.
he was like a man. There was another
Yeah.
one of the other dark-haired ones.
I don't know their name. I just know Donnie Wahlberg.
Jay. It
was
starts
Mark's
with a J,
brother.
maybe. John.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Probably.
I felt like I was too cool for them. Like at 8, I'm like, eh.
Oh, there you go. And I just
Yeah.
wasn't. I was just too straight for them. So yeah.
Oh, the number 7 song though, I remember watching this video on MTV all the time. Loved it. Inappropriate for me as an 8-year-old, but Lovin' an Elevator by Aerosmith.
Second floor, hardware, children's wear, ladies' lingerie. Oh, good morning, Mr. Tyler. Going down.
Okay. Top 5 band for me. Been a fan of theirs since
same.
1985. Love them. Of course, we all gotta get old. They're on their retirement age now, stage of their career. I think they're doing like their final tour as we speak. It was delayed because of health issues with Steven. But I mean, they talk about the band. They've been together. All 5 members that are currently in the band up until they've just replaced the drummer due to health reasons. But I mean, whatever. They were together for 50 years. So that's an amazing run. Yeah, Lovin' an Elevator, amazing song. I loved it. I love that album. Pump is Pump is a flawless album. In fact, plugging my Worst of the Best podcast real quick. Here's an example. So we would take an album from an artist like Aerosmith and take one of their albums that are top tier album like Pump, and then we will go track by track, talk about each song, and then at the end of the episode, we'll pick what we think is the worst track from a perfect album. We'll still pick what we think is the worst track, and that'd be a good example of an upcoming episode on the Worst of the Best podcast.
Ooh, good call. I think it's easy to
thank you.
find one. There's always one. It's not a flawless album to me, but I hear your point. Yeah.
Well, do you want to guess on that? Do you want to guess on that episode? Well, I'll give you a call if you
I
want
thought
to.
you
We'd
did
love to
that
have a
one
guest
already.
host.
Yes.
We did
Yeah.
when we did an Aerosmith episode. It was a different kind of format, and it deserves a
Mm.
proper coverage for that
Okay.
album. We did it.
Got
We
it.
did it as a band, but not for the album.
They had a big comeback in the 90s with Alicia Silverstone. Like
They've
that
had
was
4
my
different
jam.
comebacks. Don't get me started on Aerosmith. Okay, they've had 4
Okay.
different comebacks. They've come and gone and come and gone. They persevered. Yeah.
But they sort of epitomized my childhood. Like they were kind of a mainstay for me, Aerosmith. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I am not familiar at all with Babyface. I recognize he's kind of a big deal, but not familiar.
Babyface, no.
He has the number 8 song with It's No Crime. And
Okay.
then, yeah, I would be shocked if you're familiar with it. Bust a Move by Young MC is number 9.
Okay. I saw Young MC was actually the first concert I ever went to.
That surprises me.
Yeah, I love rap. I like anything that's good. I love good rap, and Young MC was an example at the time that was fun rap. Like if you want it, you got it.
It was
You
too
want it,
repetitive for like
baby.
it's good for like
Ooh,
5
yeah.
seconds and then
Sorry, I loved
too
Young
much.
MC. So I saw Young MC in concert. Yeah, I was second row actually at the show. It was fun.
dang.
It was, and it was probably what I loved about it. It was a Victoria, British Columbia, Canada crowd of white people at the Young MC concert. He probably
Well, of
wasn't like,
course.
what the heck? There's no black people in Canada. So it's just kind of funny. All these young, white kids. But that's great. The music's
Especially on the
universal that
island
way.
of
So,
Victoria.
yeah,
Are
it was great that he actually, I'm surprised he came, but he came.
Yeah.
He came to Victoria, British Columbia. I love it. So it was a fantastic show. It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Very nice. Rounding out the top 10 is Expose. When I looked
Expose.
at him. Is
It's
it
called
Expose? See,
Expose.
there's no tilde on it though.
I know
Okay.
it is Expose, and see, I'm a teenager at the time. I know the band's name, but I know the song, but I never listened to them. Sure, but of course, listening to the radio, I know these. Even that Babyface song, I'm sure if you played it, I'd be like, oh, that's Babyface. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. All right. Earthquakes.
that's it.
We're moving on to news and events.
Earthquakes. Oh,
Earthquakes.
Okay. Oh, one
Yeah.
in California in '89 was the baseball game one.
You remember
Yeah.
that?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Absolutely, it was huge. They had a baseball game that was playing when the earthquake hit. It was a big one. I think it was like 7 point something in California.
6.9 in San
Okay,
Francisco, and
close.
it
Yeah,
actually canceled the third game. It was the World Series
the
because
World
this is
Series. That's
October.
right. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it killed 67 people.
Not enough. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's,
I kind
it's
of
a
have.
joke. Still,
I'm the same.
I'm sorry.
So
Dark humor, Ryan. I apologize.
so that game was delayed for weeks because of that
Right,
earthquake.
right. Yeah.
Do you remember the American televangelist Jim Baker?
Of
Remember
course,
hearing
Jimmy and
about
Tammy
him?
Faye Baker.
Yeah, he is
Yeah, they
sentenced
were out.
to 45. I don't remember that. 45 years in prison for fraud.
Good.
Oh, but the sentence is later reduced to 8 years on appeal. I was going to say, yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not enough. You're stealing people's money who are easily tricked. You're a thief, and you stole a lot of money. You sold people lies, and there's nothing worse than selling people their grief. I'm absolutely anti this kind of shite, and I absolutely hate it. Selling people their grief and their fear for money is absolutely deplorable. He should be in jail for life. I'm sorry. I have no mercy for people like that. He's a robber. He's a thief.
Agreed. It's very common though. Like this
It's
happens
ridiculous.
all the time, all over. Yeah.
I got a news flash for you. If your God needs money, your God sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Next question.
Fully agree.
Okay, good.
So there's some weddings and divorces.
Yeah.
This I found funny. Larry King, famous for being married like 1,000 times.
Yeah. He loves it so much.
His sixth wedding was in 1989 to a businesswoman, Julie Alexander. And guess how many years they stayed married?
1.
3. They divorced in 92.
Oh, sorry, it didn't work out. Larry.
But on a happier note, John Goodman weds Annabeth Hartzog in New Orleans, because I think he's from there, and they are still married. So good for
Of
them.
course. Why?
I
Yeah.
love John Goodman.
Great guy, great actor. Yeah. If anyone has anything bad to say about him, I might question their personality because
Mm-hmm.
you can't have some. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Solid dude.
A couple of deaths. The Triple Crown from 1973. What was
The
his
horse?
name? Yes. What was the horse's name?
It's a horse. Who cares? Who cares?
Well,
What are we
he
doing here?
died.
Oh, poor guy.
Secretariat. It was
What did
gonna
I
bother
say?
me.
I said Seabiscuit. I knew. Wasn't
Yeah.
Seabiscuit a horse as well?
Yeah. Well, they made a movie
Oh, it
about
was
him.
close.
Yeah.
They made a movie of both of those horses. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just
Horse movies are boring.
Well, I don't like to watch them because you know what happened. So
I understand. Yep.
yeah. So Secretariat died. He was euthanized, and also Betty Davis died in October
Oh wow.
of 1989.
Oh wow.
She was 81. Died of breast cancer.
Good for full life.
The other big movie releases before we talk about the movies.
Okay.
Next of Kin was the number 8 movie in October.
Okay.
But some of the other movies that were like in the top 10 for October.
I wonder how many of these I saw in the theater. This is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I was a huge movie buff, and of course, as a teenager. So if I didn't see it in the theater, I probably saw it on VHS. But go ahead, I'll tell you theater or no.
Some
theater.
of
Go.
them I'd be surprised if you did.
Okay.
Well, probably Look Who's Talking. Look Who's Talking was the number
Saw it in
one.
the theater.
The Bear, which was like a nature.
theater.
It was. Do you really
Saw it in
with
the theater.
the Bart
Yep,
the
yep.
Bear? I
Yep,
actually think
I
I
saw it
may
in the
have
theater.
seen a matinee of that.
It's kind of
also.
bored as a kid. It was nice. It was visually stunning. All this stuff, but I
Mhm.
admit, as a teenager, it was kind of like, yeah, interesting, engaging enough. But I was like, I wasn't thrilled. But I remember thinking, okay, I get it, but I'm not a big animal film guy. It's a well done film, but I never saw it again. But I did see it in the theater.
Dad.
No.
It's
Ted
a comedy
Danson?
drama with Ted Danson, Ethan
Yes.
Hawke, Jack Lemmon, Olympia Dukakis, Kevin Spacey, Kathy Baker.
Right. I haven't seen the film, and I can see why I didn't see it at 14. American
don't think I
comedy
did
drama
either.
film. No.
Ethan
So,
Hawke
no,
was like a big rising star.
I see the front cover. Saw it on Blockbuster all the time. Like I've seen that front cover.
really?
It was on the Blockbuster shelves. But yeah, recognize the cover. Have not seen the film. Copy. Yep. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Whew, I was like, oh, come on. I got to know every film that came out in '89. I got to know. But
An
didn't see
Innocent
it.
Man. Did you
Seen
see
it?
that
Yes.
one? The
Yep, not in the
Fabulous
theater,
Baker
but I've
Boys.
seen it. You know what's funny? I need to see that film now. I can
Mhm.
see why I didn't see it at the age of 14. Then as years go on, I never went back to it. But now that I'm an adult, I need to see that film because it's Jeff Bridges and Michelle Pfeiffer, right? I think
Sounds
I got the
right.
right actresses. Okay. I think it's Jeff and his
Crimes.
brother. I think are both in it. I think.
Mm. Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Did you see Crimes and Misdemeanors?
Yes, I believe so. I've seen a good chunk of Woody Allen, not all of them. Let's just chalk it up a hard maybe.
Okay.
So I'm
Shocker.
not doing Yes.
I know.
Was
You've
that
seen
the
Shocker?
Yes, I saw it on VHS, but I did see it. This is the death row inmate guy. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Serial killer. Yeah.
Yes, he gets shot if he doesn't die and he gets these electric powers or whatever. It's such a corny, stupid film, but you betcha I saw it. I could see the cover in my mind. Yeah, I just Googled it. There it is. Hilarious. Google it, friends. Google Shocker, 1989 film. Look at the front cover. Absolutely garbage film and cover, but so much fun
It
to
was in
watch.
the
So
top-
much fun to
yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
Of course.
I bet you've seen this next one, Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers.
Of course. Every Halloween film I've seen multiple times. Yeah.
And then the last one is Gross Anatomy.
Oh, I think that was a VHS rental.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I haven't seen it. Boy, I didn't do as well as I thought. I'm embarrassed, but I guarantee you, folks, I've seen a lot of films when I was a teenager. These are a lot of heavy adult drama type films. So I didn't.
Yes.
Yeah, as a 14-year-old kid, I'm not watching Gross Anatomy. Again, I'd watch it now and probably enjoy it, but not as a 14-year-old.
Matthew
friend, no.
Modine. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
he's
again,
a good actor.
this
He's
is
fine.
this like it was the top movies that were in
That
were-
month. It's just that month of
yeah.
October. That's
Yep.
not a summer
Yep.
month. That's not the summer month. That's October. Back in the day, October, November, especially September and October, those were the drama months. Those were the adult movie months. And then November, December were the Oscar films like Dance with Wolves and stuff like that. Came out. A
Mhm.
Few Good Men would come out. Those type of films came to see. I love those days. So summer was Blockbuster. This is how it used to be,
Yep.
folks. Not anymore. It used to be summer was Blockbuster films like the Indiana Jones, stuff like that. And then Jurassic Park, stuff like that. And then fall was your drama, heavy drama films. And then December-ish was your holiday fare, yes, but also award films. Because the reason why they push it to December, you know why they do that? It's a
fresh
ploy.
in your mind.
Because fresh in your mind, absolutely. So any films that were worthy of an Oscar, they put in December, so it'd be fresh on ballot people's minds. Because if it was an early release, people would forget about the film. So they always push the award films because you have to be released in a theater before the 31st of December to qualify for the February Oscars. See, I told you I was a movie nerd. And then in January, that was the drag films. Those are the films that we don't know where to put this film.
Mhm.
Sometimes they would hit, most of them would have missed. It's a big dip. It was because it was post-season finances. People didn't go out to the movies. They didn't quite have enough money. So these are the films, got them out the theater, short runs in the theater before they went on video or VHS. There you go. Now we wrap up the summer.
This has been Movies with Ryan. Now we shall get into the movie Next of Kin. October 20th, 1989. It is rated R.
So stupid. Okay. Before we get into the film, so when you presented to me, hey, Ryan, I got some films I want to do. You gave me the list of films. I wanted to do all of them because I get so excited by this day and age of film. It's so much fun to watch these films from this time. And so I'm like, I would do any of these. So I selfishly picked a film. I think, am I doing two? I mean, I am coming back. I'm doing another one. I'm doing a Kurt Russell film. So I asked if I could do two because I want to do a Patrick and a Kurt film. For both of them, I was like, well, if I'm going to do a podcast with Katie and I got to watch a film for the podcast, I'm going to be selfish. And both films I'm going to watch I haven't seen before because for whatever reason, as time has gone on, it just escaped my viewing. This film was such a film where I never saw it in 89. I didn't see it when it came out. And then time goes on. I never went back to it. But I've seen the cover. I know the hat that he wears. I've seen it all in my head. I feel like I should have seen it. Had not seen it. We'll get into it. But so I picked this film for that reason. I wanted to see a film that I haven't seen of Patrick's.
You know, I am not entirely sure I've seen it either. I feel like I've seen pieces of it, but never.
Yeah.
It,
I don't
when
know
I watched it
nothing
yesterday,
resonated.
yeah.
Nothing resonated.
It's got a really stellar cast that we'll get into.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into that. I couldn't believe it. I went in blind. Didn't watch the trailer. All I knew was Patrick was in it and he had a hat on, and that's all I knew about this film.
The hat is
And
famous on the cover.
hat.
And yes. So
that's all I knew about the stupid hat. And then I saw the credits roll. I'm like, what? What are we watching? It was
Oh yeah, there's one in particular that I was like, oh
yeah.
that I didn't recognize. Yeah. So it's only a 5.8. I guess that's pretty good, but
Ignore those. I hate the
on
score. The scores
IMDb.
are stupid. They don't make any sense for any film, really. A few do, like Godfather, Shawshank
Yeah.
Redemption, sure. Those belong up there in the top 10 of the IMDb of films.
Mhm.
But I don't like. What are you rating this on? I wouldn't give it a 10. I wouldn't give it a 1, but I wouldn't give it a 6. I don't know what I would
Yeah.
give the movie.
Yeah, that's
I had fun watching it. I don't know what
Mhm.
to give that. I don't know what that means. You know, like it was a blast watching it. Of course, it was silly and stupid, and some parts were hilariously bad.
The
But I had a
components, like,
blast.
I feel like the
Yes,
reviews,
oh, yeah.
you take different things into consideration, enjoyment, but then also quality and skillfulness and blah blah. But
So, what was the review you
um,
said on IMDb?
it was a 5.8.
5 point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So 6 out of 10. That's fair. That's fair in the sense of like if you're rated up against Godfather, okay, fair.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
If
yeah.
Godfather's a 10, The Shawshank Redemption's a 10. Okay.
Now,
This is a 6.
however,
Okay.
what is not fair, Patrick got a Razzie nom for this.
Oh, I'm glad you brought it up. Okay, yeah, he did. I'm not sure.
What in the
Okay,
actual
wow.
fuck?
Okay, I don't know if a Razzie was worthy, but did you catch some really bad post audio dub? ADR,
Yeah, but that's
thank
not
you.
his fault.
No, it's not his fault. No, I don't know I don't know why though. It was really bad. It was really obvious, and I'm like there's some part. Okay. Here's
That's
some scenes that stuck
whoever
out.
ran out of money and they weren't going to
Okay,
reshoot
let
the
me tell you
scenes
the-
after they.
Let me tell you
changed
what
what they
scenes
want-
were kind of Razzie worthy.
Yeah.
Here's some scenes that were Razzie worthy. Okay.
Okay.
The one scene that was Razzie worthy, I should have written this down, but I didn't catch the Razzie Award until after I saw this. Because when I watch a film blind, I don't go to anything. I don't look at the reviews. I don't look at the score. I don't watch the trailer. I'm anti-trailer. I don't watch trailers anymore. So when you mentioned the Southpaw trailer, I'm not going to watch it. I don't watch trailers, period.
You mean Roadhouse?
What did I say?
Southpaw, which is also a great movie
Southpaw.
with Jake Gyllenhaal.
I was thinking of
Yeah.
Jake. That's what I was thinking
Yeah.
of Jake and fighting.
Mhm.
My apologies. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, of course. Roadhouse. I won't watch the trailer films. Okay. Anyways, so with the part that was Razzie worthy, if they're going to submit a scene, was when he was talking to his wife. I don't know if we want to mention the cast yet, but he was talking to his wife in the house about making love to her. It was really bad ADR. He's oh yeah, I'm gonna get you, girl. I'm gonna roast you like a turkey. I don't know what it was, or something to that effect, where he's like talking about how he's gonna ravage his wife, and it was playful, but it was really weird ADR. Plus, it was horribly voiced by Patrick.
Mhm.
And then he was like tickling her up the stairs. I just thought that was really poorly directed and really. I'm surprised Patrick didn't go, do we have to do this? So
Mhm.
I'm curious to how much, because he's really strict about his. I don't know. This is really bad and silly and dumb. But he can do really well in a movie that I don't like, which is Dirty Dancing. I don't like that film. I get it. I don't like it. This hear me out. What I'm trying to say is like two of his biggest films, Ghost and Dirty Dancing. I wanted to be a guest on Ghost so bad because I just want to talk about that film so bad.
I can see
Anyways.
someone not liking Ghost as much. I mean, I can sort of see that.
I
But Dirty
like.
Dancing-
Well, it's good. It's fine. It's fine. But when you watch Dirty Dancing, like this was happening in real life, like if these events were occurring in a real life, it's crazy how silly it is. It's kind of like Flashdance. The Kevin Bacon film, Footloose. It exists in a real world type. Like it's not a fantasy film, but the concept is so crazy. It's like this is really happening. Like it's really a town that doesn't allow dancing. So, anyways, okay. So, okay. So the Dirty Dancing is kind of like that for me. It's like we're really watching these two people dance at the end of the film. This is really happening. Let's go to this event at the end of our workday, and we happen to catch this great, crazy performance with Baby and Patrick. Anyways, the point is,
Have you seen an 80s movie, Ryan? Like ever?
I know.
Hello?
I love it. At the same time, I don't hate it. It's a weird relationship I have with the film because you got to keep in mind when it came out when I was this age too. So I've seen these films as a young boy, and a boy
Yeah,
doesn't like Dirty
yeah.
Dancing. Okay. Anyways, the point is, what I liked about Dirty Dancing, in the sense was, even though the film itself isn't the film itself is not something I get behind, people dancing and but Patrick in it was great. Like you don't watch I don't watch Dirty Dancing. Oh my gosh, this guy's embarrassing. No, he's athletic. He's a good dancer. He's a good actor. He's a manly's man, even though he's doing this thing. I'm not watching thinking this guy is flamboyant, or not manly, or
Mhm.
whatever you want to say. Even as a young man, I'm like, this guy's a man. Okay. But you take that same Patrick Swayze into a film like Next of Kin the guy from, in some ways, the guy from Dirty Dancing, where was he in this film? That's what it's like. Why couldn't he take the same manliness, in a sense, into a film that is a manly film? And I found it really disjointed in some of his performance. I will say it's not the best Patrick performance. Razzie worthy, no, but there were some scenes that were Razzie worthy from Patrick. But Razzie overall, I don't get it either. He didn't win it though.
No, but I mean, obviously, like the Razzies, it's like a whole thing. But
It's a whole thing.
and I know that
And I love Patrick. Don't get me wrong.
I have a hard
He's great in
time
the film.
being.
Biased or not biased.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm pretty biased. Like I'm trying. Yeah, this was not his best performance, but I guess
Is
the
it the
thing
script's
I
fault then?
didn't-
Okay, well then why? Is it the script's fault? Is it the director's
the-
fault? Or is it Patrick's fault for not fighting back, giving a better performance? Like, why didn't he give a different performance? I don't think he got the character to some degree. I don't know what it is. I got a theory, one quick theory. Now we're getting to the film. So why don't we see? So long story short, do you want to say what the film's about? Then I could talk about maybe why he had trouble with the character.
Yeah, so quick synopsis is Truman, Patrick Swayze, is a Chicago cop, and he sets out to find the killer of his brother as a cop. Meanwhile, another one of his brothers, Briar, played by Liam Neeson, who was wonderful, and but he's like in Kentucky,
Great
like
performance.
a hillbilly.
Yeah. So
and he
basically, Patrick
decides
was
to
raised
find the killer himself.
right. So Patrick was raised in his family. They're raised in kind of like, what do you call this? Like what do you call these type of people that live out in the woods, and they're just like one
Mountain-
step away from being Amish.
Well,
Mountain
no,
boys.
they're just like mounted, like the hills of Kentucky.
Hillbillies.
Like
Hillbillies.
Appalachia,
That's the word.
Yeah. I don't.
Okay.
I do say hillbilly. So for what it's worth, I think that's like a
Is it-
derogatory term.
Yeah,
but the
fair enough.
movie,
It's like saying white trash almost.
but the movie says it. So I will refer to them as hillbillies because the movie.
yeah,
does.
because they live in they kind of live in the woods, but kind of like acreages, and there's lots of forests around them. They live off the land to a certain degree, but they have plumbing. But they kind of look dirty. When they went to the hometown, they're kind of small town. They're basically just like one step away from being Amish and spitting tobacco in a jar. That's kind of what it was like.
Yeah, it's like olden
so-
days. It was like
Right.
step back in time.
So Truman, played by Patrick Swayze, he's kind of the brighter of the bunch. He brushes his teeth, combs his hair. He decides, I'm going to go live in the city. I'm going to be a cop, and he's a great cop. But the idea that we see in the opening scene with his character is, though he is a city cop, he still kind of has that outdoorsy hillbilly. I have a knife at the side of next to my gun type personality. He wears sort of a unorthodox hat as a cop. So he kind of is like part city cop, part hillbilly, and he kind of combines the two into this type of cop. So I think that's where I'm getting at with his performance. So I think the character is in between two characters, where he is a city cop trying to play by city rules, but he comes from this hillbilly background, and that's where all of his family and friends were from. So he's almost at odds with himself as a character. And I think Patrick had a hard time playing that character. I don't know why, but he seemed to be at odds with his own acting between the two characters. So maybe he's doing such a good job that the character felt disjointed. I think his acting suffered because of it.
Interesting. Nothing really popped out at me other than the ADR, and that's not Patrick's fault.
And it did
Like,
pop out, but it popped out though. Like it was bad. I don't get it.
I just feel like they made a choice to change something after the fact,
They must have.
and
They must have.
and they weren't going to spend the money to reshoot. But
Fair enough. Yeah.
yeah, the director is John Irvin. He is a British director known for Raw Deal, Hamburger Hill, and The Dogs of War. So that's a particular
Great
niche
films.
he has. Yeah.
Yeah. Some cool film.
right-
Hamburger Hill. Very
Yeah.
underrated Vietnam film, by the way. It came out the same year as Platoon, or around the same time, within a year or 6 months of Platoon. And it's one of those things where you have two films that are the same, like Deep Impact and Armageddon and some Bug's Life. This is a big thing that always happens, where two kind of keep, like Wyatt Earp and Tombstone, where one will kind of connect with audiences, and the other one, though a good film, is just left by the wayside.
Yeah.
But it's a good film. Hamburger Hill is such a film where if Platoon didn't exist, it could have been the Platoon.
Good
Yeah.
point. The writer is not otherwise well known, but his name is Michael Jennings. And the music is done by
Horrible.
it's a
Sorry,
famous composer, though.
No, the soundtrack, the songs they use, in the film. Sorry.
Oh,
I didn't mean to
well, we'll
actually
get to that.
I don't. Sorry, I meant the score is fine. The score is fine. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so the composer Jack Nitzsche, who is known for The Exorcist and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. So,
Right.
he came to prominence in the 60s and he's worked with the Rolling Stones, Neil Young, etc. And he won an Academy Award for Best Original Song for co-writing Up Where We Belong
Yeah, yeah,
from Officer and a Gentleman.
yeah.
But-
Beautiful song. Yeah.
So that was a composer. There's a song on the soundtrack that Patrick
I couldn't believe
Swayze
it when I heard
did.
it.
Did you know that? Yeah. So
Oh, which one did he sing? Which one did he sing?
it's called Brothers.
Yeah, it's
and
okay. That song. Oh boy, it was such a corny, horrible song played during the brothers montage when Liam and Patrick were having their scuffle or their fight or whatever. Was it the post fight scene or whatever?
Like Liam was
And-
just put in a jail cell or something, as when
That's
I
right.
remember
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, that's right. He was put in the jail. That's right. The post fight when they had that fight in the bar when he arrested him, and yeah, the song was playing. I was like, I was confused. I was like, is this supposed to be funny? It's almost like if South Park was like the writers Trey Parker, Matt Stone were
Yeah.
commissioned to write a corny song about brothers in an 80s film. This is that song.
It is. It was a miss, but okay. So it's Patrick Swayze.
Is he
had
singing it?
Yes, it's him and Larry Gatlin, who
Yes.
must be like a big deal in the country gospel world. The Gatlin
Sure.
brothers. So those two
Sure.
wrote and sang Brothers. Patrick also had songs on Roadhouse, as well
Yeah.
as obviously Dirty Dancing. She's like the
Yes,
wind.
yeah. And She's Like the Wind is a great song. I'm not going
Mhm.
to lie to you. Yeah, I mean, it was too hard on Dirty Dancing. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have clumped. Because I actually don't mind. I've liked it as I've gotten older because Jennifer Grey is gorgeous in it. I don't know why she got the nose job. I thought her nose was just fine. But anyways,
Agreed.
that being said, Ghost, was that what's called Ghost, right? Is that the other one where they're making the clay?
Ghost, yeah.
Making
Mhm.
this, yeah,
Yeah.
that movie
with
I can't
Demi.
stand. I hate it. I hate it. Whoopi's not funny.
I
It's not
really liked
funny.
Whoopi in it,
She's,
but
that's probably her best role, but I don't find her funny. Anyways,
mhm,
She's Like the Wind is it's a really great song.
mhm.
It's great.
This is why I'm always like singing Patrick's praises. He can do almost anything.
No, he's an okay singer. Don't get me wrong. He's okay. He's decent.
Oh,
He's not an amazing
yeah.
singer.
No,
Yeah,
agree.
but I like
my
it. It's a
point-
good song.
my point is,
Brothers is
like-
horrible. Brothers is a horrible song.
He can dance. He can play sports. He can sing.
Yes,
He can
yes.
do all of the things. You know.
I was going to make
Um,
a bad joke. I was going to make a horrible joke. I don't know if you could edit if you want. Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I'm not. People are going to hate me.
If it's terrible, I'll edit it out. Is it about him
Okay,
dying?
I was just going to say he can do everything but beat cancer. But anyways, the point is,
God. Oh my God. Okay.
it's a terrible. I told you, dark humor. I'm sure Patrick would laugh. It's just a joke.
Mhm.
He can do it all. The guy was blessed with amazing DNA, except for the DNA that beats cancer. Anyways, the point is, no.
He smoked 3 packs of cigarettes a day. I don't think that helps.
So it might have been his fault. There you go. Some of it might have been his fault. We love Patrick. And even he would probably tell you, yeah, I probably shouldn't have smoked that much. That being said, I want to say one thing about the music before you move on. There was one scene in the film that I thought was very clever. I don't know if you caught it. The scene where Patrick's wife, I know we haven't talked about the cast yet, so I'll save it. The scene where Patrick's wife is teaching a young girl violin. Did you catch this moment in the film? It's just before she got attacked by the red paint sequence.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she's teaching the girl the violin. So there's the girl in the scene plays 6 notes, whatever the 6 or 7 notes there were, and a violin lesson. The wife walks the girl out to the front door to walk her to the sidewalk. And as she's walking outside with the girl, cue the music, the ominous music that's kicked in was a single violin playing. It was the same notes that the girl played on the violin. Was by the score. The score played the same notes, but professionally done by the score. It was the same notes that the girl played just previously in the lesson. And I thought that was an excellent transition.
What a catch, Ryan. I did not
thank you.
catch that. That's excellent.
I'm a music guy. I actually love music. I can't play a lick of nothing. I have an ear for music. I love music, and I caught that. I was like, that was a great transition that they took the notes from the girls playing into the score of the film. It was awesome. Yeah.
That was really good. The only music that I really took note of was the intro, which is like banjo. I feel like there has been a
Right.
lot of banjo music intros in movies that I've covered recently.
That's
But
awesome.
and I
love a
like a
banjo.
banjo. Like
I love a banjo.
yeah,
It
and a
indicates the
fiddle.
hillbilly. That's the idea.
Yeah, it does.
Outdoors hillbilly, deliverance type. We got some kind of
Yes.
I say sketchy, but it's not. This is the opposite of city life. It's the hillbilly life. Sure.
It did kind of set up the dichotomy of the family because we
Yeah.
open with this gorgeous view of, I don't know if it's the Smoky Mountains or Appalachia, but Kentucky
I think it's
mountains.
Appalachia. It was Appalachia. Yeah.
So it was that beautiful, but then cut to the juxtaposition of the bluesy, jazzy, dark, rainy Chicago city at night. So that's kind of what I took note of, and that was the opening.
Mm-hmm.
But so let's get into our cast of characters, and then
Yes, please.
continue.
Huge
So
cast. Huge
yes.
cast.
So there's 3 brothers in this. Patrick Swayze
Right.
is Truman, and he's the
Yep.
Chicago cop. And then Liam Neeson, who I really like him. He's just such a talent. He
Oh, he's
plays
great. Who doesn't like
Yeah.
Liam Neeson? Come on.
Briar. and
Before
he-
you move on to the more other cast, I just want to say with Liam Neeson, it was interesting. Again, not seeing this film before, not knowing who was in it, so I'm watching the cast. I found it interesting that when they did the casting list in the film, they went through all these different actors.
Mhm.
It said at the very end, and Liam Neeson.
They get to choose that, I think. If you're kind of a big deal, like you can be saved.
No,
for
but he
the
wasn't. This is
end.
one of his first films. This is one of his
Really?
first American films. It was almost like, I think it was almost introducing Liam to the American audience. I think they knew they had a good actor on their hands,
Okay.
and I think he may have been something before me. I don't know enough of Liam Neeson to say this, but I got a feeling, because this was 89, and I don't think anyone in American audiences really knew Liam. So I'm wondering if they're kind of like, because when I saw that, I thought, oh, he's going to be in it for 5 or 10 minutes. He's Liam Neeson. But he's in it.
He's like
Like-
a main character. Yeah.
He's a main character, but I think it was a recognition of the film producers and the company saying, "Hey, we got someone here, and his name is Liam Neeson." And Liam Neeson, not just co-starring, because it's an honorary thing to be the end. It means you're a big name, you're not starring, but it's
Mhm.
kind of like you're the icing on this big cake here. Where hey, and this big actor
Mhm.
name.
Yeah. Well,
So
you might have a good point. I sort of made an assumption that he had been in other things and at least a known name, but I could totally be wrong. Too, with him in this, there were a lot of height differentials.
well, he'd been in a lot of stuff. He was in. I'm just looking quickly at his IMDb, and he had a bit part in the Deadpool a year previous with Clint Eastwood, but I bet you it was a small role. I don't remember him in the Deadpool, so he probably played some sort of baddie. And all these films here, I don't recognize any of the names of any of these films. Oh, he had a part role in The Mission. I bet you it was a small role as well with Robert De Niro. So I think he did like these. I know he's from Ireland, right? So I think he's got a lot of Irish roles. I think this is one of his biggest. I'm looking at the credits here. I think this was his. Yeah, check this out.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. The year after this, and funny enough, I saw this film in the theater, not knowing who Liam Neeson was, because I wouldn't know who he was before this film. Darkman. I saw Darkman in the theaters in 1990. Great film, and he was the starring role in that film. So I think then his life has just been great since then. The next huge film, of course, was Schindler's List. So I just think this was his American breakthrough. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments, people, but I bet you this was his biggest starring role as an American film. That's my guess. It's kind of like introducing this Irish actor who's been in some American productions, but this is the highest credit to an American film.
He's super tall and lanky.
Yes, he is.
Like because he's a very
Is he
young man,
6'4"?
but he looked especially lanky in this.
Yeah. Oh, he's young.
Yeah.
He would have been, he was born in 52. This was 89. So he was 37.
Oh, yes, actually, which is only 1 year older than Patrick Swayze. I
No,
remember that.
I think it was only
being-
2 months older. Or was it a
that's
year?
right. That's
I
year.
think
He is older, so he plays the older brother,
by
but
him,
he's
but he's
like
only 2 months in
yeah,
real life.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I love a Chicago set movie. I love movies set in Chicago. I love Chicago. So I love that aspect of it. And if you bring mob stuff into it, I'm all
Yeah,
for
I
it.
know.
So we get some
I
mobsters
know.
here with Adam Baldwin playing Joey Rossellini.
Yeah, great
Um,
actor. Does this guy just always have to play an a-hole? Is that his?
he's very young in this too. Yeah.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
known
Yeah.
for like Full Metal Jacket, The
Yep.
Patriot, Predator 2, Independence Day. And
A-hole,
I'm
a-hole,
not
a-hole.
some DC cartoons as well.
He was in the TV show Firefly with Joss Whedon. He played a great character in that,
Okay.
a-hole.
He just has that quality to him. He's also super tall because he is paired with Ben Stiller.
Yeah,
Who's
when I saw
super
the Ben
short.
Stiller credit, I'm like, what is this film? Like, I've seen these names and I'm like, Adam Baldwin, who I knew, Liam Neeson, Patrick Swayze, Ben Stiller, and then who plays the wife? When I saw this, you gotta be kidding me.
Helen Hunt plays Patrick
Yes.
Swayze's wife. I have thoughts on that, but yes. And then the other brother is
Lastly.
played by Bill Paxton, Gerald.
Look at
the
this cast,
the youngest
folks.
brother. Mhm.
Look at this cast.
And we're not done yet. So let me set
Okay.
up the mob guys. So Adam
All right.
Baldwin, he's not the boss, but he's like the boss's go-to guy. Joey
Yeah, he's the
Rossellini.
number one baddie. He's the muscle. The number one muscle.
Or he's like the Tony almost, like the Tony's, I don't know. But he butts heads with Ben Stiller because Ben Stiller, who plays Lawrence Isabella, I love that, Isabella Rossellini. Anybody else
Yeah,
catch
yeah.
that? So the dad is the mob boss, and Ben Stiller plays his
So he's
son.
the son. And so he's kind of like the short, diminutive, physically he's way different than Adam Baldwin's character, but he's kind of the brains. He's the brains. He's a little bit more of a, like the, what's the name of that? But not Bugsy Malone. The other guy.
Lucky.
Mansky? No. Oh, he
Oh,
was
yeah.
Jewish.
Al Pacino played
Okay.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm a mafia guy too, and the name escapes me. I apologize. Names are escaping me today. Liar Mansky or something like that.
Meyer Lansky.
something-
Yeah.
Meyer Lansky. Thank you. So
Mhm.
Ben Stiller's character was like the Meyer Lansky to Adam Baldwin's character of a Bugsy Malone or Al Capone type
Yes.
character. Yeah.
But Ben Stiller is just now being thrown into this world. And so Adam Baldwin, Joey, and Lawrence, Ben Stiller, kind of butt heads over power.
Right.
And the father, the mob boss, I love this guy, is Andreas Katsoulas. And
Yeah.
he plays John Isabella, a.k.a. Papa John is what they call him.
Papa John.
Papa John.
Everybody wants some pizza. Eat. And of course, they have the classic. He's got to be cooking in the kitchen, tasting the pasta. Need some oregano, whatever you said. I love how it's like, of course, they got the Italian cooking pasta and sauce in the kitchen. Why not? Why? What else would they be doing on their
Yes.
off time?
Of course. But Andreas Katsoulas, I am probably pronouncing that incorrectly, but I
Sure.
think that's a Greek name. But he looks Italian. I mean,
I would. Good
yeah,
call. Good
Mediterranean.
call. Yeah, Greek,
Uh,
Italian, they're all the
yeah.
same. Yeah.
It's all the Mediterranean, and I love the Mediterranean look, so I'm here for
All
it.
right.
Known-
Easy, cowboy.
I know. He is known for Babylon 5 TV series, probably the most, but he was also in The Fugitive and Hot Shots Part 2.
For him.
Now, you've seen Tango and Cash, yes?
Of course.
What did you think about Michael Pollard's character in this movie as compared to his character that he plays in Tango and Cash? I felt like they were very similar characters.
Yeah, well, he's a character actor. Folks, just Google Michael Pollard, Pollard. You'll recognize him right away. He's got a very unique voice, very unique character actor. That's the type of characters he plays. These weird, diminutive, oddball type characters. And he was the hotel clerk, Harold. And I fast forward to the very end of the film when he's helping Patrick Swayze's family kill the mob guys, and he's getting a kick out of people getting killed. It was an odd character arc. His character was weird.
Yes. So, listeners, we did talk about him in the Tango and Cash episode because he plays
Right.
Owen, like the tech guy. Like he's always kind of like the
Right.
weird,
Yeah. eccentric,
weird
different, odd.
guy, and he plays a
But he
similar
looks
role
he
in
looks
this.
odd. Let's be honest.
He does.
That's his cast. That's his casting picture. Look, we need an oddball guy to. Okay, we got him. Call him
But
Michael Pollard.
yeah, so his name in this is Harold, and he is it's really more of a boarding house, but he's the clerk. He
$65
runs
a
it.
month.
Mhm.
$65 a month, and no woman allowed, and no food allowed in the rooms either.
You have to keep everything clean. No visitors after 10. Yeah,
The tight ship, that Harold.
he
Runs a tight
does.
ship in that.
But okay, what I got from him is it's either a very strong quirk. I got a kick out of him. Or was he
He's fine.
supposed to be slow? Was he
Well, that's just it.
challenged in some
I don't.
way?
It's just bad writing. Like, he ran the hotel, but somehow he got like emotionally involved with Liam Neeson's character. Stayed at the hotel while he was in the city to investigate his brother's murder on his own terms. Yada yada yada. That's where he stayed. Then Harold was the hotel manager, owner, operator,
Mhm.
and he just kind of like became a sidekick to the hillbillies. I
Mhm.
don't know why he decided to join the fight, but I guess he joined the cause, and he got a kick out of watching people die at the end. It was just odd. I don't.
He has a specific way of talking too that just made me wonder if
Yeah.
like his character was supposed
No,
to
I
be.
think that's just the way the actor talks. I think he might be slightly no. I think that's
Oh,
just the way the actor himself has. I think that's his
okay.
voice. I think just, and I think
Mm,
he might play with it a little bit, but that's just
mhm.
the
Okay.
quirkiness of the actor's voice. Yeah,
Wow, he really ran with it in this then.
sure.
There's another person I wanted to bring up that I had to do a double, like, I did not recognize Ted Levine.
Yes. Oh, I knew right away. Sorry, I don't
You
mean to
did?
because I know the name. So again, when I saw the credits, I saw Ted
Mhm.
Levine's in this, but I noticed it was kind of later in the credits. So I go, oh my god,
Mhm.
he's got a bit part. Of course, he plays Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs. You put the lotion in the basket.
Pretty good.
So yeah, that was him. That's Ted Levine. Great actor. Great actor. Does these very great kind of characters. He had a great opening sequence with Patrick Swayze's character. That opening, that was it for him in the film. So I knew when to find him. I didn't know he was going to be at the beginning, but once I saw him at the beginning and saw that his name was low in the credits, I said, okay, this will be his only scene. But he nailed that opening scene.
He was good. His name in it is Willie, and he is also a hillbilly. So Patrick arrests him, but he kind of uses his background to talk him into going
That's right. He's the
peacefully.
hillbilly whisperer. He's the hillbilly
Yes.
whisperer. He's able to talk Ted off a ledge here and say, you know what? He goes, I know you can take out those cops, but they're going to take you out too. Let's just go and, you're better to have you alive than dead. We know you can take a couple of them out, but let them go home to their families and let's just do this the right way. And off they went.
There was actually like a bit of trivia about that because your favorite
Oh,
movie, Ghost, in that
sure.
sequence that you were just talking about, he says, "They're coming for you, Willie." Like
Right.
they
He
can
says
hear
the same
the
thing in Ghost.
sirens.
Yeah.
He says the same thing in
Yeah.
Ghost. Yeah.
That's funny. I
Yeah.
saw that in the trivia too, and I was like, "Oh, adorable." And I just want to let people know, because there's probably people who love Patrick Swayze and Ghost, and I apologize. I'm sure it's a wonderful film. Maybe I have to rewatch it after 30 years. I get it, 35 years probably at this point. But
hmm
I saw the film when it came out. I watched it because of Demi Moore. She's gorgeous. That's why I liked it. I was fine with Patrick, but I had a problem with him being dead. I think honestly with that film, the idea that he's dead. You don't resolve this. You just can't resolve it. And so I'm frustrated.
mm
Like I'm watching a film
hmm
about it sucks. To me, the whole movie just sucks because he's dead. And there's nothing you can do about it. And so no matter how much she gets over it or doesn't get over it, the character is dead. And to me, that's very depressing. Anyway, so that's probably why I don't like it, because there is no happy ending. There is nothing. I don't care how many times you kiss Whoopi Goldberg, he's still dead. And I don't. That's why I don't like the film, because to me there's no resolving it, and it's hard. It's a heartbreaking film, and I don't like it. I don't like the idea that her love is dead, and that's how the movie starts. Okay, now what? Oh, he pushes books off the shelf. Okay, well, okay, like what are we doing? Okay, sorry.
Ghost. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's actually not my favorite Swayze movie, but it's not terrible either. I
yeah.
can see why people don't love it. It's not rewatchable in the same way that like a Dirty Dancing or a Roadhouse or something is.
Who played the bad guy in that
Also,
film? It's not Aiden Quinn, is it?
it
Again,
looks like
sorry.
Aidan Quinn though. Tony Goldwyn So you
That's
wouldn't
right.
recognize
That's
the
right.
name, really. But yeah.
No, I
But
recognize the
he,
name. No, I totally
you
know the
do?
name.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know the name.
Yeah,
I know
he's,
once I saw, yeah, he's a great actor too, by the way. He's a really good actor in his own right.
he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about him
Yeah.
in the Ghost episode. So
7.1 on IMDb. Wow.
people liked it,
Okay.
Ryan.
They did. Yeah, well, I know. I'd watch Next of Kin any day of the week, twice on Sunday over Ghost.
This is now becoming the Ghost podcast, but those three, the
Sorry.
top billings were huge. Patrick
Of
Swayze,
course,
Demi
I
Moore, and
know.
Whoopi Goldberg. So yeah,
Prime for all these actors. I get it. It hit the nostalgia, but it came out the right time. That movie comes out today, same plot, same everything, same. With even make it Ryan Gosling. I don't know, Margot Robbie. I think it'd probably be 5.6, even if it's the exact same acting, exact same dialogue, exact same shot for shot remake. I bet you it wouldn't hit. It wouldn't be
Yeah.
7.1. I bet you it just wouldn't hit audiences today. So
I think you're right about that. So this movie was actually made on a very small budget, $12 million,
yeah,
to which is why they couldn't afford to reshoot. Thus the bad ADR. And it grossed only $16 million. I mean, it
not
didn't.
surprised. It's not
Okay,
a good
well,
film in that sense, especially think about, and I don't mean that in a bad. This came out the same year as, like you said, Tango and Cash. Look, Tango and Cash is not objectively, it's not a good film, but it's Stallone and Kurt Russell, and it's over the top, it's crazy and zany, and I get it. These are the two top guys of the day. Nothing against Patrick Swayze, but he's not going to box office draw the way Sly was in the 80s or Kurt Russell. This film just suffers from not being a great film, but I enjoyed the heck out of it. I don't know how to rectify the two. I'm trying to tell people I love this film, but it's not
well,
a
they're
great
two
film.
different things.
Like, and I
yeah,
get
there's
that.
two different
Yeah.
things. Yeah, I think everybody who listens to the show gets
Okay.
that. You can love a movie and recognize, or just enjoy a movie and just. It is.
I endearedly watched it. I loved every scene. I enjoyed every scene. I had fun with
Okay.
every piece of dialogue, ADR included. Meaning, I just enjoyed the whole experience, and even with the end fight scene between the mafias and Patrick and his hillbillies, the big showdown at the end there in the cemetery, and he's running around with his Rambo bow and arrow. It killed me. It's hilariously ridiculous, but boy, is it fun to watch.
It was. I also very much enjoyed this because it has a lot of the components that bring me to the table, that we've talked about: mob stuff, Chicago, Patrick
Right.
Swayze, other really
his
good
hat.
actors.
His hat.
His hair. Can we talk about his hair, please?
Okay. No. Okay. Pisser got off the pot there, buddy. Ponytail or no ponytail. He had a ponytail out, ponytail in. Ponytail. I think the ideas was when he was on the job was ponytail, and when he's off the job it was no ponytail. And
Yeah.
the ponytail
I mean,
looked
that's-
redonkulous. It looked redonkulous. Did you not
Okay.
agree, or did you like the ponytail?
Well,
Come on.
okay. At first, I noticed when he had the hat on, it was in a ponytail, and then in other scenes, yes, I mean, because that's a human doesn't just always have a pony. Like, I sometimes wear my hair in a ponytail and sometimes don't.
Okay, number one,
Um,
you're a girl, and I don't mean that. I'm just saying, and you have much longer hair too, so it just looks better in a ponytail. But for a man of his age and stage in his life to have a ponytail, and it wasn't a very well done ponytail, it looked ridiculous. It looked like a 5-year-old put his hair together. in the
He's
back.
wrong. This is 1989. You have to remember, it's not now. What I took note of was, first of all, he has really
Oh, I remember.
good quality hair. Patrick, when it wasn't in the
Beautiful
ponytail,
hair.
it was
Beautiful hair.
gorgeous. And I
That's
don't
what I mean.
like
I want to
that
see
look.
it. I want to see it flow. I want to see it flow. I want to see it flow. You
It's
didn't
a
like the long
bad-
flowing hair?
No, I did. I'm just
Oh,
saying,
okay.
I would never choose a man. My note here is that, so yeah, I think it
Please.
was his.
The hair. I
his-
love it.
He had to
10-minute
get it out
discussion
of
on
his
the hair.
face. Sam Elliott did it too in Roadhouse. You see him put it, whatever. The
Right,
only
yeah.
Kurt Russell, I think, wears a ponytail in some movies too. They have the same hair in that they both have this glorious, weird
Borderline
mullet
mullets.
that
Yeah.
looks good on no one but those two.
Except them.
Kurt
I agree.
and Patrick. They're the only ones that can pull that off.
They pull it off okay. It's not a great hairstyle, but Patrick does pull it off enough. It is 89. I recognize the decade, but even back then, I don't think, even as a young man, I was a fan of men in ponytails. I don't think I was keen on it. So that being said, it was enough that I noticed it watching it for the first time in 2024. Yes, but I was like, oof, that's bad. I mean, I love the hat. Everything else was fine with the styles. I even liked Helen Hunt's dresses and stuff. I thought she had some very
Mhm.
cute dresses on that she
Mhm.
tried to She always dressed very nicely. She was a very good doting housewife. And you wanted to say something about her housewife act. What do you want to say about it?
Okay. Yes, I did bring up that I had thoughts. And this is okay. I'm trying to say this in a way that doesn't make me seem. I like Helen Hunt. I think she's a wonderful actress. I do not buy her as Patrick Swayze's wife.
Somebody sounds jealous. Continue.
Well, yeah. Okay. Bill Paxton, who she'll go
I
on
love
to
it. I
star with, right? So she'll
Yeah,
go
in
on to star
Twister.
with him in
Yeah.
Twister. I buy Helen
Saw that in
Hunt.
theaters.
I think I might have too. That was a huge movie. I buy her with Bill Paxton. I buy her with
Fair.
Paul Reiser. But Patrick Swayze is a 10.
Wow. Okay.
Am I the only one?
I think
Just
Helen.
me?
No, I think. Well, let me speak as a man. Yeah, he's a good-looking guy, and I get it. But I'm speaking as a man, and I can only speak as a man. I would Helen Hunt any day of the week. She's gorgeous. So I personally see it because I think Helen Hunt is a very lovely woman. I think she's actually and she's not conventionally attractive, but that's what I like about her. She's not like the conventional attractive, but I love that about her. And so I kind of see it, but I get you. I kind of get you.
Yeah,
it's okay to be a little bit
I
jealous.
agree.
I understand.
No.
I understand. No, it's okay. No,
I
I get
agree.
it. I know Patrick's your man.
Because she's not conventional. That's why I'm like, I see her with Paul Reiser. I get that. I see her with Bill Paxton. Patrick Swayze is like,
the funny thing is, I think she's too good for those. That's funny. So speaking as man, I think those guys are lucky to have her. So that's how I look at it as a guy. I think they're lucky to get her. So there you go.
she has a very specific look about her that I don't personally. I think she's above average, but if I'm thinking of beautiful women, she wouldn't come to mind. I guess.
Interesting.
And I don't mean to Helen Hunt bash because I like her. I think she's
No,
wonderful.
you're not. It's okay. It's okay. We get it. You're allowed to say not everyone's the same look. It's okay.
Mhm,
Not everyone
mhm.
looks the same. Some
But
people
I
are
think
Patrick
that was hard
Swayze, and
for
some
me.
people are Patrick Swayze, and some people are I don't know Clint Howard. We're not all the same. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm like, I really wanted a more suitable wife for him. You know?
I still
You
don't
didn't.
see it, even though
Okay.
you say it. I think she's perfect for him. Perfect, honestly. But yeah, continue.
Okay, listeners.
I think you're just a little bit
need you to-
jealous. I think you're a
I
little bit
need
jealous.
you-
That's
well,
fine.
Yeah,
It's okay.
yeah, sure. I am. Like
okay
his
to be a little
actual
bit
wife in real life is very gorgeous. They
Of
go
course she
together.
is. I have
You
no
know?
doubt she is.
All right, I'll move on from that. Apparently, it's just me, not Ryan. I don't know if listeners think that we needed a more of a bombshell, but girl next door combo for this person. Did you like his car? He drives a sweet Camaro, which is so 1989.
I'm not a car guy. It was irrelevant to me. All it did was like, yeah, it's an 80s car. But I'm not a car guy. I don't get excited by vehicles. Sure. Of course he's driving a cool car. Yeah, I
Mhm.
get it.
Mhm. Their house, though, that was
Yeah, it was
a
big.
very nice house.
Big house. It
in
was gorgeous.
Chicago.
And she was a
How are they-
violin teacher and he was a cop. I don't know how
how
they
is
got the
this
money.
happening? How's this
Yeah.
happening?
Maybe she comes from a rich family because it's certainly not his family.
I did take note of something Rocky related. Do you know
Oh.
where my brain is going?
You gotta give me a hint.
It'll give it away. Trains.
Oh, like the
Trains
oh
were a huge
on
part
every
of this
shot.
movie.
Yeah.
Trains, both like the L, like the above ground subway, as well as an actual like train track train. Trains.
Yeah, and
the sound
Liam
of
Neeson had a fun.
trains.
Looks like he did his own stunts a little bit. He was on top of that train on his own. There was no CGI or green screen. He was on top of that moving train.
It was a cool scene where he to
Mhm.
escape the mobster guys. Yeah, the train jumping. Also, sort of Rocky related was the mobster like social club where they hang out. There's
Right.
black and white,
Saw
like,
the boxing
old
photos.
timey boxing photos.
So
everywhere.
was that like an old boxing gym or something? Because it was turned into a gambling hall. Maybe that's the only thing I can think of. Was there was like old timey boxers hanging up on the wall everywhere, but they were playing illegal gambling inside of an old boxing hall. Maybe it's the only thing I could think of. Yeah.
I just thought maybe they liked, like maybe they were Italian boxers or they liked boxing, like that was what they chose to put up on their
Oh,
walls.
maybe.
But you could be
Yeah.
right. And then the downstairs, or maybe it was a different building, but it was like the basement was like an arcade game central.
Was it the same? I didn't realize that was the same building. Okay. fair
It
enough.
might not have
Okay.
been. It could have been like the basement of a warehouse, like the vending company warehouse. But there was some pretty cool like arcade games and pinball games.
Right. I love that. I loved it. I cringed when they blew up when Breyer shot up the pinball machines. So I love those machines, and it broke my heart a little bit that he shot them up. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. So
Made
what
his
were
point.
what were some of your favorite scenes? You said you liked all the scenes, but what stood
Uh,
out to you?
Well, oh boy, the silliest was the shootout at the end again. The bow and arrows, the mafia guys. I guess, but I don't have any key moment scenes necessarily. I just want to say that like Liam Neeson honestly did a great job. He's a good actor, and it shows.
Mhm.
So this was definitely his first. I bet you they got more views on VHS than the theater. I suspect that helped him get the roles like for
Mm.
Darkman and
Mhm.
Schindler's List and what have you, to get him noticed by big time directors like Steven Spielberg. I mean, he's a good actor, and this was his big American break for American audiences. I mentioned the music transition scene between the violin and that. I thought that was great. I also just like how, I will admit, spoiler alert for those who haven't seen the film yet, still worth seeing even when we spoil things. And I listened to your episodes where you spoiled the movie, so to speak, but I think you still should just watch the films. I don't think it's
Mhm.
that big of a deal. But when Liam Neeson gets killed as well, so Bill Paxton's character gets killed, that's the whole genesis of the film. I was kind of like, okay, there was that one when he does come down to the basement, and I thought he was going to get killed there
Mhm.
mid-film, but he gets killed near the end. I'm like, oh, I thought he's going to make it through the film. So when I was like, poor Patrick's not going to lose both brothers, but he loses both brothers. So it's really kind of a heartbreaking character development. This poor guy lose both of his brothers in a matter of a month. Like, that's heartbreaking. I found
Well,
that
it's
really
like a
heartbreaking.
family
But
drama,
yeah, so
you know?
but I'm also brave of the writers to do it. Like, good, they got killed too, and Patrick tried to tell him this isn't the way to do it. But of course, it was that death where now Patrick Swayze's character is okay. He hands in his badge, which was great. He hands in his badge, and he does it the not legal way, so to speak, on getting rid of these guys.
Yeah, so there's this poll. So we're shown Bill Paxton's not in it for very long. He's the brother Gerald that gets killed. And as Ryan said,
Right.
that's the impetus for the brother in Kentucky, Breyer, to come up and, as a vigilante. And Patrick on the other side is saying, no, let me prove it in court so we can put
Right.
this guy away. So two different mindsets about how to do that. And Gerald felt pulled between the two sides, between the two brothers. And clearly there's tension between Patrick and Liam's characters, but the younger brother's death is what brings them together. They team up, they work together. And then, yes, the older brother's death it's kind of ironic then that he's like, you know what? I'm out for revenge now too. I
Right.
am gonna, take the vigilante route after all. And
Right.
that
That's right.
final scene, then what's to come is really fun. It's very fun.
Yes. It's a fun. And I don't want to give away one twist. I actually don't want to give away one twist. If people want to watch the movie, it's actually a very good kind of twist that happens with, I won't say more. There's actually, which twist I'm talking about because it deals
Yes,
with the
I
end
do.
sequence.
I
Even
was
though I kind
gonna
of
talk
saw
about
that
it,
moment
but I won't
coming.
now.
No,
Mhm.
I think we should say, let me just
Okay.
say this. I would just say, folks, if you haven't seen Next of Kin and you're listening to this episode, we really haven't spoiled anything. There's a lot to watch, a lot to
Mhm.
digest. And there is a big twist that I thought was actually, again, well done. There's moments in this film. And this guy who wrote the film, this is the only film he wrote other than another film called X Marks the Spot about a dog. And then he wrote this film. It's weird how that happens where
Mhm.
writer
Yeah, he
Michael
does.
Jennings, he does, that's it. Those are his two but he can say, I wrote that film, Next to Kin. You ever
Mhm.
seen that film? That was me. But I thought there was some potential for this guy to write further stuff. I find it odd that he never wrote again. He did a TV movie called, Spot Marks the X. It's a TV movie.
I'll get right on
I've
that
always
one.
found that it's about about a boy who discovered that his dog knows where the blood money was buried.
Speaking of blood money or bloodhounds. I have bloodhounds, and so obviously I love, they're like the quintessential
right.
like Kentucky dog or Southern dog. So there were a lot of bloodhounds. There were a lot of snakes as well
Yes,
because
a lot of snakes.
the Kentucky people come
That was
up to help Patrick. So he's like a lone wolf fighting in the cemetery is the end scene. It's like bow and arrows
right.
versus machine guns, which was
That's
kind of
right.
fun.
That's right.
So he's like the lone wolf until all of his kin come. And
Kin.
there's a
of
fun
course,
way
the
about
next
how
of
they
kin.
find out about how to come. So yeah, and
Right.
Michael Pollard's
Again, there's
character's involved in that.
right. But there's one death, yeah. So this one guy comes, he's the snake guy, and he brings all of his 300 snakes in a school bus or whatever, minibus. And there's an off-screen death, I guess, of a character of one of the mafia baddies who gets trapped on this minivan van of snakes, and we don't see how he dies. But Michael Pollard's character, the weird guy who runs the hotel, he watches this guy get destroyed, I guess, in some degree or another, inside the bus by the snakes, and he gets a real kick out of it. And that's all we know about this, but he seemed to get really giddy about this guy being killed by snakes.
Well,
Remember
you
that
know
scene?
what's funny? I do, but I didn't assume he died. I thought it was just like
Or
a bad trick to scare the shit out of him. He's
so
in
he's
this
just in the
bus
bus
full of
being
snakes.
scared. I think it's sure.
I don't know.
The reality is a normal person, but I love how he just stands in the middle of the bus and he's unable to move. Like when you're in a van full of bus of snakes, what you do is you quickly turn around where you came from, stepping on snakes and all, and getting the hell out of there and breaking down that door or glass window and get out of a bus full of snakes. But he just kind of stands there. I don't know how to function. I am
It was a
just stuck in the middle
comedic
of a van.
moment that it was
Okay,
supposed to be a
that's the
comedic
one last-
moment that he
That's the one last
realizes
thing I want to say
he's-
about this film.
he looks down at his feet and he's covered in snakes.
Yes. That's one thing about this film that was, again, disjointed. There were quote unquote comedy elements I think we
Mhm.
thought were supposed to be funny. They're not funny, and they take away from a film that should have just been gritty. So if
That's
I had
true.
been
I can see that.
if I had been the director / producer of this film, I would say, okay, guys, pick a lane. I don't know if they're trying to be like Beverly Hills Cop idea, where Beverly Hills Cop were 48 hours that could have a combination of grittiness with humor. It didn't work in this film. The comedy bits weren't funny. They weren't clever or funny, and they should have just kept it gritty.
You're right. Because Leo, the tall, skinny guy, he's part of the mobster crew. I feel like anywhere he was kind of the funny moments. You're right.
Yeah.
I agree with that assessment.
And number two, the reason why I did poor at the box office is even back in the 80s, R-rated films had to be very good films to make money. PG-13 should have been the road. It would have got a wider audience. And I don't know why it was rated R. The only reason why it was rated R was
Yeah,
because
why
the
was
F-bomb was dropped about 20 the F-bomb.
Oh, I don't
The
even
blood
recall
was
that.
lame. There was barely any, the blood level
Yeah.
was very low. It was, there was a couple blood shots, but something you see on normal cable TV today, like it's nothing. It's nothing.
There was no
sauce. But even in the
nudity.
80s, zero nudity, no Helen Hunt boob, zero nudity.
I
And then
barely got
on
a
top-
shirtless scene. Barely.
I didn't even get a cleavage shot with Helen. And I was looking because she was a younger version of herself. And like, give me some
Yeah,
cleavage, lady. And I didn't get cleavage from her. Anyways, so there's no cleavage, no nudity, barely any real violence, though there was deaths. Most of it was just very quick and bloodless. And even the blood that we saw looked like the classic paint job, like crayon. And then if they just took away the F-bombs, it would have been PG-13. So I think they had a hard time picking a lane. They should have said, let's make it gritty, like 48 hours, which were radar films. Okay, let's make it gritty. So let's amp up the blood, amp up the violence. Give me a topless shot of Helen, and or whatever, and then or let's make it PG-13 and take away the cursing, and then we'd have a larger audience. But because they made it a radar film, it wasn't worthy of the rating, and then nobody
Yeah.
came to the theater.
Yeah, that's a good point. I'm so used to the F word, I guess, that I didn't even take note of its use in the movie. I don't even recall.
It was about 20 times. Well, a reason why it stuck out to me because it seems so. Oh yeah, we should probably swear it's a rated R film.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
It's an adult film. This is not a kid's film. F this, F that, or this F. I'm gonna get that effing guy. Like, it seemed like the characters were. When you're a kid, you get to swear for the first time. That's what it felt like with these characters. Like,
Yeah.
they're not doing it
Yeah.
properly.
I can see that. Do you think that at the end, when Patrick's in Helen Hunt comes to meet him at the police station after he's probably given his statement
Yeah.
or whatnot, do we think he
Right.
gets his badge back or not?
No, he can't. I think they let him off. He handed in what he had to hand in, but he because the blood feud was solved between him and the mafia guys. I think he's going to go on and do something else. I think he can't be a cop anymore. I think he's let it go. I'd almost assume he might have gone back into the woods with his wife, actually, to get out of the city. It was my guess.
Well, they probably would have had to because they have a baby on the way, everyone. And he would have needed those city benefits. How are they going to pay for
Yeah,
this
I
baby?
think Yeah, I think they're gonna sell the house and move to the woods. I think
Yeah.
she would have been. I think because I think she kind of liked it there. She was okay there. That's my fan fiction. They sold the house and went to the woods and raised the kid in the woods with the
Okay, I'll take
hillbillies.
it. I
Yeah.
can see it. What did you think of Ben Stiller as a mobster in training?
I thought he was great as a young actor, and I thought he did a fine job. It's hard because we just know about his crazy characters
Yeah.
from Tropic
Yeah,
Thunder,
yeah.
Zoolander. Oh, I get it, but like any good comedic actor, I know he did drama like Reality Bites. I know he's good at
Mhm.
that stuff too. So this just shows you that Ben's actually a good actor. And I thought he, as a young Ben Stiller coming up into the business under his father, I thought he did a fine job. I thought he played a very kind of brash, cocky mafia son. I thought he played it very well. I thought he did just fine. There was no issue with him. I think people would only quote unquote have an issue with him because it would seem like out of typecasting that he
Mhm.
did later in his career, but they wouldn't know the Ben Stiller of that day when
That's
they saw
true.
him back then.
That's a good point. So I think this may have been the last nail in the coffin, so to speak, for Lorimar Filmed Entertainment. Must have been the production company. It was the last film from them before they went under.
Oh yeah, that's right. I heard
Lorimar.
that too. Yeah.
This is a little bit of trivia. There's a phone number that Breyer gives Harold, the boarding house manager guy.
Yeah.
It's a real phone number. It's not 555 dash blah, blah, blah. It's actually like a real Kentucky phone number.
Yeah, that's right. It's still it's
Mm.
apparently it's still active.
Did you read about any of these potential castings for both Joey and Truman? There's
Oh,
some really good
I
ones.
did, but I will just say this before you read them, not to take away from what you're about to read, but often when this stuff happens, is what they'll do is they'll just throw these scripts at a lot of these persons. They'll just say that those who own the script will give it to all these agencies, saying we would love to have Mr. So and So in this role. So it's not like
Sure.
necessarily maybe the actors wanted, but yeah, sure. But what are some of the possible names that could have been?
Well, yeah. So I usually differentiate between so and so was considered versus they turn it down or they auditioned. There's usually like a
Right.
differentiate. These people were considered, meaning the people making the movie would have wanted them. Like these are people that they
Sure.
threw out as, oh, wouldn't it be great if this person?
Right.
So for Joey,
Right.
the mob guy, Alec Baldwin, Robert De
Sure.
Niro, of course,
Right. Right. Good
Ray
luck.
Liotta, of course,
Possible.
Michael
Yeah.
Keaton, John
No, I
Malkovich
mean-
would have been good.
Sure.
I
He's a
can-
good actor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're all great actors, but
Yeah.
yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Jack Nicholson, Sean Penn, Ron Perlman. I don't know if I could see that.
I can see it. Sure.
Yeah.
The big
And
guy
Tim
too.
Robbins.
No.
I can sort of see Tim Robbins bringing a,
Okay.
like, I don't know, a very different energy. If it were up to me, I probably would have recast Adam Baldwin.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, he's not the great. I like him enough. I'm sure he's a great guy. He's not the greatest actor. That might be very talented. I hate to say because he's always just been that character type actor.
Mm-hmm.
He's the poor man's Baldwin.
Yeah.
Even though
Yeah.
he's not officially related to the Baldwin. Anyways, yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's a fine enough guy, but he never seems to elevate truly out of the character role. If that makes
I
sense,
thought he
He's
was
just
the
always Adam
weakest
Baldwin.
link in the movie. The people. I thought
Yeah,
he was the weakest link.
he like I agree. Again, he seemed to be, even though he was the killer of the brother,
Mm-hmm.
and then the killer of somebody else, what we won't say. Yeah, he was too goofy. Like goofy's the right word. Like
I don't buy it.
is it like, yeah, it's almost his mafia character. Here you go. His mafia character, the way he played his character, would have fit in the film Oscar with Stallone.
Yes, it was more of a comedian. Yes, that's exactly right.
Do you get what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
I wanted
like a
some. I wanted
farce
this.
type.
Yeah, I wanted somebody in this film who, like Liam Neeson played. Okay, Liam Neeson's character and acting was down the line how I wanted the whole film to feel like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I felt like Liam Neeson was in a different film than Adam Baldwin.
Yeah, very much. Yes, good point. And on that note, everyone, no, there were some wild ones that were considered for Truman, though. Like literally
Sure,
all
sure.
over the board. It's like every famous actor.
Why
but
do
some of
you
them-
why do you pick one? Why do you read a few of them and then you picked one? If you had to recast over Patrick, who would you pick?
Oh, okay. Well, so Michael Biehn, Jeff Bridges, Kevin Costner, Tom Cruise, Clint Eastwood, Harrison Ford, Richard Gere, Mel Gibson, Tommy Lee Jones, Chris Christopherson, Christopher Lambert, Dennis Quaid, Kurt Russell, and then
Sure.
and Bruce Willis. But then these last few, Dolph Lundgren, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester
Oh, come on.
Stallone, and
No.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No. This is not a muscle roll. That's not that.
No, I know, but it was like
Yeah,
they
that's hilarious. That's funny.
it was like that handful of those guys, and then the handful of like your typical serious,
Right.
You
And
know.
those were the big 80s action stars. So sure, every script was thrown their way at that point. Yeah, I can kind of see like a Bruce Willis for sure. And
I don't like it.
And oh, really? Okay. Which one would you pick?
I guess of those,
Right. That's what we're doing.
yeah,
ones?
maybe Chris Christopherson, maybe.
Okay, sure. I like him, but I don't know. Playing Patrick's role? I don't know. No, because I could see him playing Briar. There you go.
Yeah, but he's like I don't know. He's like the handsomer, like more polished. I don't know who Christopher Lambert is, so
He was the Highlander actor.
and like, can you imagine? I adore Dolph Lundgren and think he should have had a way bigger career than he did. But why on earth
Sure.
would they think this Swedish dude trying to do a hillbilly accent, or Jean-Claude Van Damme or Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No.
What?
Well, that's what I mean. They were just the big stars of the day, and they just threw it at them. We'd love to have him. If he wants to do it, we'll figure it out how to make it work.
But what would they have done?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes
I
zero
don't know.
sense.
I don't know. That's a whole other episode of how we would have retconned the film to make their accents work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was adopted as a
Honestly-
child from a French something. What's that?
Well, actually, I can see Sylvester Stallone doing it. He's at least
That's
American.
fair. I think of those ones, he's
He's like a
American,
serious
and
actor.
yeah. But I can almost see. Here's one. Imagine this, because he's Italian. Let's say he plays like the mafia boss, or he plays Adam Baldwin's character. He's a bad. Then he brings the grit. They're not brave enough to do that kind of stuff back then.
Yeah. He was 89, no way. But I
know,
like it.
I know. It's
He
so
does it
stupid.
now.
Isn't that so funny? How we
Mhm.
they were so worried about their image that they wouldn't. That's why you got to give credit to people like Al Pacino and Robert De Niro.
Mhm.
They would play bad guys
Oh, yeah.
as well as good guys. Look at Robert De Niro, Cape Fear. That's awesome. I got to
So
give full
good.
credit. Yeah, of course. But that's what I mean. That's where I kind of have to like people like Sly and Arnold. And Arnold's just huge, but people like, no offense to Sly, like I don't mean to say this, but because I love him, but it's like you paint yourself into a corner a little bit when you don't allow yourself to be the bad guy. It's okay to we
Yeah.
understand you're acting, but they're so afraid to be. Like, you don't always have to be the freaking hero. Anyways, every film.
Yeah. Oy. Well, you guys, I mean, as I said, this movie's set in Chicago. Check. Mob stuff. Check. Vigilante revenge. Check. Patrick Swayze with Liam Neeson. Check. And then I really liked the landscapes of the hills that they showed in this too. The
Beautiful.
Kentucky hills. It was really pretty. However, I am far better suited to come back to present day reality.
Okay.
Ryan,
Yes, man.
it's always a pleasure podcasting with you. I can't thank you enough for joining me to reminisce about
pleasure.
Next of Kin, 1989. Do you have any
Great
closing
film.
thoughts?
Fantastic film. A lot of fun. It's a pleasure to be on your show. And can I plug my next movie that I'm going to be doing if people want to stick around in the future? It's going to be a while. I don't know how many episodes from here, but I believe I picked Tequila Sunrise with Kurt Russell.
Yes. Oh, good teaser. Good teaser.
Yeah.
Yes. So
And
It-
I picked
stay
it too,
tuned.
and I remember when I messaged you about this. I can't wait. I'm glad I picked it because Mel Gibson is in it. I can't wait. I love Mel. I love Mel.
yeah. So
Anyways,
so
I
Ryan
just-
and I will probably butt heads a little bit in that.
Well, I
in that
no, I
one.
don't want to be that confrontational. I know we wouldn't be, but
No.
yeah, we'll talk about Mel when we get to Mel for sure. Oh,
Yes. Is there anywhere else that you want to send people or talk about?
you know what? Google Ryan Rebalkin, and my stuff should come up too. So knock your socks off.
Even better because he's got the first 5 pages of Google. It's all Ryan.
Oh,
Hey, if you appreciate the Retromade show, please offer a review. Hint, hint, that's me asking for more reviews. So,
it's free to
do so.
do. It costs you nothing. It costs you nothing, folks. Give Katie 5 stars on your podcast app of choice, and you don't even have to leave a review. Just give her the 5 stars and move on.
ratings are good too.
Yeah.
Until next time, be kind. Rewind.